Okay, so I just wanted to add to the whole no thing. I told you that I think no can be a beautiful word. I also think it can be an incredibly ugly word. Um, if you are saying no to instill shame or punishment in another human being for doing something that may be the only way they know how to do it, then bad news. See, because the opposite of shame is pride. And I think we get fear and respect confused. Sometimes we think that when people are afraid of consequences, that they're actually respecting us. But there's a higher level of respect that happens where we're inspired by them. We truly adore and cherish the traits and characteristics that they have. We're proud to know them. People that use fear through shame or punishment, they're getting a type of respect, but it's not the type of respect that I would go out looking for. If somebody is afraid of a consequence, then you're not going to get their full potential ever, because they're operating on a level of fear. And I don't think that fear is bad. I think it could be incredibly courageous. Like, this is going to sound so bad, but when I see a dog being shamed or adversive punishment coming to them for doing something that their owner thinks that they shouldn't do, and maybe they shouldn't do it, but it's the reaction, and that dog gets sassy back, there's a part of me that's like, yay, you know what I'm talking about. Because that dog has fear of the consequences, and yet somehow they're accessing a level of courage to say, you're wrong. And it's not that they're wrong. They're saying, I don't like the way that you're treating me. I have a boundary too, So anyways, definition of shame. A painful feeling of humiliation and distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. That's the stuff that psychologically damages people. That's why so many people don't like the word no, because so many of us use it that way in the way that we live. We see somebody doing something wrong and we want to force that compassion and make them understand, see what it feels like. Such a bad move. Such a bad move. Or we have a bunch of people that follow us and somebody says that they're doing something that we don't like, and our response to it is, this is the shame. How could you do that? Oh my God, what were you thinking? People like blah, blah, blah. I would never blah, blah, blah. Come on, man. You're creating shame. You're creating distress in that individual. So one of the reasons why, when I started learning about positive dog training, I have this apprehension about it, because, man, do they hate people that use prong collars and e-collars. And not that I'm using them anymore, but I cannot separate myself from the place where I used to use them. And I don't think about so much how bad it was, or the hurt, or the distress, or the shame that I implemented on dogs. I think about, more importantly, how did I go from there to where I am now? Because that's the most valuable information. And I think that's part of meeting people where they're at. You can't shame people into changing. You can inspire them. You can add to what they know to a point that they let go of old information, because the new information is more effective, it's more loving, it's more caring. Shame. It's a shitty thing. And when we say no, and we want people to feel ashamed because we feel like we should be getting respect or we should be getting love, then at that exact moment that we're focused on getting what we want is the exact moment we lose that connection with someone else. You gotta put your head around the idea that it's not about getting, it's about giving. And I'm not saying give foolishly. I'm not saying give all the time, but look at things as gifts. Try to give your best. Whatever your best is, wherever you're at, try to give your best. And when you're looking at other people, try to remember that might just be their best. They might not know something better. And you have two things that you can do. You can shame the shit out of them for not knowing what you know. Or you can share with them why what you do works. I'll guarantee you the second one is going to develop so much more trust and so much more respect. I try to approach dogs that way. I try to approach people that way too. When someone is shaming me, the kindest thing I know how to do is to walk away and allow them to continue doing the behavior that they're doing. When they are ready to learn, they will want to learn. I don't force a dog to learn if they're not in the mood to. I'm not going to force people to learn if they're not in the mood to. And I'm certainly not going to shame my dog for not getting with the program. And I'm certainly not going to shame people for not getting with the program. Shame's not effective. You can use it if you want. It's going to teach a lot of people out there a lot of different things. I just don't find it very effective. I don't think shame is a good way to say no to someone. I think encouragement and inspiration is a wonderful way to say no. And when we start looking at no as a gift that offers us the ability to respect, then we start getting on the right page of saying no. So there you go. Spaghetti on the wall. It sticks or it doesn't. Toodles.